The trash this time is this lonely dude spending his birthday in his room. He cuts the cake, creamy red filling dripping like it belongs on Instagram. But one bite later, his face says it all. That thing tastes like sadness baked in sugar. Bro doesn't even hesitate, slams it straight into the trash. And mind you, that cake cost him 29 yuan. Scrolling his phone, he sees a post thanking someone for a birthday cake. Except, plot twist, he wrote the post himself. Man stares at the screen, wishing just once someone would actually care. A simple, get well soon when he's sick would have been enough. But no, he's sitting alone, dizzy, fever kicking in, and eventually, he just collapses like a low HP NPC. And that's when it happens. A weird sound, a desperate voice yelling for help, and then, boom! A giant mouth full of teeth tears open reality like a horror DLC patch. Bro's brain short circuits. Before he can scream, a girl with a ponytail comes storming in. Lightning drops from the sky, red crackling energy, shredding the monster into dust. The creature's hand vanishes, and then a voice cuts through the madness. Jiang! Next thing? Bam! He gets decked across the snow, not hugged, not comforted, straight up punched. Ponytail girls yelling at him like, you got a death wish or what? Bro's rolling in the snow, hurting everywhere, and the realization hits. New name, Zhang Xiaopai. And yup, it's official. This is an isekai setup. New world? Check. Shiny blue aura everywhere? Check. Magic portals spitting out monsters? Double check. And the body he landed in? Certified bottom tier, awakened with 9-star slots. Bro basically spawned in with poverty stats. Meanwhile, his new sis, Han Jiangshui, is built different. 30 slots. Prodigy. Ice Queen energy. She helps him up while he whines about the cold, and then Jia Yan pops up. Brown hair, 28 slots, flaming sword user, and the type who hugs first, then roasts you second. She teases him, calls him little Pai Pai, scolds him for nearly getting his stepsis killed, and bro just blushes like a kid who got caught stealing lunch money. But then, plot twist 2. He freezes mid-step, realizing only one of the monsters chasing him got killed earlier. Cue dramatic timing. The second one bursts out of the snow, big white beast snarling, ready to rip. Bro panics, screams for everyone to dodge, and gets pulled down by Sis, who accidentally lands right on top of him. His entire face goes crimson. Fever? Nah, that's anime blush level 100. No time to think though. Sis powers up, claws of energy ripping through the air. She goes full desolate wind mode, but the beast tanks it, so she yells for backup, and Jia Yan smirks like she was waiting. Flaming sword ignites, she swings, and boom! Monster goes flying, snow exploding like confetti. It survives the first hit, growling in rage, but Jia Yan just laughs and powers up again. Second strike, deep cut, monster bleeding, collapsing. Our boy? Standing there like, bruh, 2 moves, that's it? This is the power of an awakened? His respect meter shoots through the roof, but Jia Yan's got no patience for him being stuck in his sis's arms. She yanks them apart, jealous smirk, telling them to quit the sibling romance arc. Sis warns that blood attracts more monsters, so they need to leave. And just when MC thinks it's over, Jia Yan calls him out again. Oi, academic failure, come here. I'll teach you how to loot this thing before you embarrass your sister on the exam. Jia Yan's holding up this glowing blue bead like it's a prize drop, telling him, every monster's bead is in the same place. My guy's like, so, the brain? And she just smirks. Congrats, maybe you're not a total lost cause. Then without hesitation, homegirl grabs a dagger, grins like a psycho, and jams it straight into the monster's skull. Bro's face goes pale. She pulls her bloody hand out. Nothing. No bead. Just disappointment. Guess this one was broke. And then she casually hands him the dagger like it's his turn at a carnival game. Now MC's standing there thinking, I lived 25 years without even gutting a fish, and now you want me to scoop brains out of a snow monster? But then reality hits. This world is brutal. He almost died the moment he spawned in. If he can't handle this, he's already dead. And yeah, jackpot 0. Jia Yan shrugs, explains star beads are rare, you need talent and luck. Bro's about to puke, covering his mouth, but he mutters, I get it. Sis notices the change. Her eyes soften. Like, did my slap earlier knock some sense into you? She calls him Xiao Pai, and he looks back at her, serious face locked in. Then she flips him something precious. A star bead from a white gold shaman. Rare loot. With only 9 slots in his whole life, every choice counts. No time wasted. He absorbs it. Suddenly, blue energy engulfs him, reality fades, and Bro finds himself in a strange mental space. A screen appears, displaying his stats, his star map. He realizes he's inside his own consciousness. But wait, not one star map. More than one? Then the system hits him with a surprise message. This bead has 2 skills. Do you want to merge? Bro freezes. Merge 2 into 1 slot? That's illegal. Without blinking, he accepts. Bead shatters. Power floods his body. Back in reality, his sis asks if he gained any techniques, but before he can flex, Xia Yan interrupts. Trouble inbound. The group hides behind trees, watching a hunting squad approach. Uniformed killers. They check the corpses, annoyed someone beat them to it. Talking about finding no shaman younglings, their leader grinning maliciously, saying if they run into another squad, they'll just take their beads. The trio stays hidden, hearts pounding, until the hunters leave footprints in the snow and vanish into the distance. Our MC's confused, whispering why they're so desperate for shaman beads. Xiaoyan explains, gold shamans are crazy rare, sometimes one in an entire clan. Their beads? Healing skills, the rarest and most expensive of all. Common beads go for 500. A shaman bead? 200,000. Bro's jaw drops. That's like pulling a secret rare card pack on your first try. Sis leans in, warning him. Monsters aren't the only danger here. Humans can be worse. And awakened humans? Their beads are way more potent. That's when it really clicks. He could be hunted, gutted, and looted just like a monster. Bro's stomach sinks. This world isn't just brutal, it's greedy. She pats his head, gently, reminding him it's getting dark. Their star force is low. They need to return to base. The group treks through the snow, footprints trailing behind. The storm rages, flakes cutting across their faces. Our boy stays quiet, deep in thought. Sis notices and tries to comfort him, saying not to stress over not unlocking anything yet, but he shakes his head with a small smile. And then, silence breaks. Something shifts beneath the snow. The ground trembles. Crunch. A sharp-toothed face bursts out right in front of them. Soon, a full horde of white yetis emerges from the snow surrounding them, 16 in total, all glaring with pure rage. The trio grips their weapons. Xia Yan gasps, 16? Since when do they roll in packs? Sis's expression hardens. If they're traveling together, there's a shaman in the clan. MC's eyes widen. Rare spawn detected, and this time, they're not the hunters, they're the prey. The horde of forgettable monsters rushes the group. One of the white yetis unleashes a fierce roar, just trying to look big, but the brown-haired girl is on it. No hesitation. Her sword catches literal fire. She uses her move, Burning Flame, and launches a powerful, fiery strike. It lands a direct hit, striking one of the creatures with immense force. The sister shields our boy, throwing out her Desolate Wind technique to hit the front line. Then, she charges up the red energy for Shattered Void. That powerful attack hits the monsters, but one scrub monster slips past and charges straight toward our defenseless MC. The older sister doesn't even think about it and throws herself in front of the deadly blow. The monster's claws strike her back, gravely injuring her in front of everyone. The impact sends them both tumbling, ragdolling down the mountain. Their friend screams Zhu's name. Our young man lands in the snow with his sister on top. He's shocked, staring at her blood, panicking, and screaming her name. But then he remembers the new star technique the system just spoon-fed him. Blessing. He hits the ability. A warm light engulfs her body. The girl wakes up confused. She feels all light, like she's floating in an ocean of star force. Her back wound starts to heal rapidly from the new power. Her whole body gets warm, like a hot spring, and she's astonished. Then, her face turns bright red as she says she's feeling super hot all over, making a super weird face because of the sudden warm sensation. The MC is completely confused by the reaction, wondering what the heck just happened. But while he's distracted, 3 giant creatures start closing in. Suddenly, her eyes glow with blue energy, and her expression turns dead serious. She snaps up, surrounded by that bluish aura. The MC is floored, seeing the immense power radiating from her. She summons her star map, glowing with powerful golden energy, and gathers a massive amount of red energy. She launches a vortex of power that hits one of the white phantoms. She stands there, cold as ice, as the attack wiping the monster out. A system window pops up, 1 skill point. Our boy is surprised, wondering what this new thing is. Their friend runs up, relieved. The older girl, charging more fire, tells her to lock in. She unleashes her explosive flame, sending another monster tumbling. The sister warns, time limit on our power. We gotta take out the shaman first. The staff-wielding shaman appears, healing his crew with his own blessing spell. The MC realizes they need to take him out, so he yells for the sister to use Savage Wind to launch him into the air. She complies, sending the MC skyward. He spots the shaman and his guards. 200 meters out, he shouts. The girl takes off at full speed. The MC starts running to help. Their friend charges, screaming as fire envelops her, launching a wave of fire as a decoy to distract the shaman. The MC dives in, yelling, "I got him!" The shaman is calm, but his guards charge. The girls panic. In the air, our MC defends himself by using an ability called Dissipate. His friend is stunned. He used the same technique he absorbed from the shaman, but the sister is confused. That absorbed technique was a buff, not a dispel. With a smirk, our boy taunts the shaman, telling him he shouldn't get too cocky. From behind the healer, he drops the ultimate trash talk. "Do you really think you were the only one who could pull a bait and switch, bro?" He finishes off the monster. The shaman's body instantly slumps into the snow. 1 point, and a new dagger mastery secured. The last guard just watches, fuming with pure monster rage. But then, to our hero's surprise, the creature tucks tail and runs like an actual beta. The MC sighs, calling it a close one, and sheathes his weapon. His companions rush up, asking if he's okay. His sister calls out, demanding some answers about what the heck just happened. Our MC looks awkward, averts his gaze, and totally ducks the question, asking if they can talk once they're somewhere safe and not freezing. They set up a campfire for the night, but the mood is still mega weird. The young woman finally breaks the ice. "So, you got a dual star ability, and one of them is a medic type." Our MC, completely missing the vibe, wonders why she isn't happy about his jackpot. The friend cuts in, asking if he even understands what it means to become a medic type awakened. She explains that guys who absorb techniques have a better chance at getting stronger ones, but combat types like her have no affinity for those skills. She drops the stats. For every 100 awakened, only 1 is a healer type. Our MC gets instantly hyped. Isn't that a good thing? It makes me super valuable, right? With a serious look, his relative says he doesn't grasp what that truly means. She flashes her badge and explains the rules require teams of 4, and everyone wants a medic. Because even with just 1 healing technique, they determine the entire team's endurance and survival. The MC is finally stunned. He tries to play it cool, saying his low aptitude means he won't be a target, but the girl cuts him off. Because he's a rare type, he'll be forced into dangerous missions, and the sister nods in total agreement. So her final decision? He's going to go to school and become a doctor or work at a hospital. The MC is absolutely baffled. He thought he was on the path to becoming a god, but his destiny just turned into a 9-to-5 clinic grind. The friend gets annoyed, calling the sister way too overprotective. The sister lowers her head, says she understands, but hesitates. Silence drops over the group as the MC quietly observes his sister. He seems to finally understand her concern, getting a little nervous. He changes the subject, saying he's only 16, and the friend agrees. The future is far away. The brown-haired girl pulls the other one aside to count their earnings from the hunt, then tells the MC to get to bed early because training continues the next day. Our MC smiles. He's genuinely happy to feel what it's like to be cared for by someone for the first time. The night is peaceful. Suddenly, a mouthful of sharp teeth appears. The danger wasn't over. The MC moves to the front of the camp, his friend calling out, warning him not to fight head-on and to use his head, since he's supposedly smarter than the beast. Our MC faces off against the enormous white-furred creature, which roars with fury. The girl promises him a cup of hot tea if he can hold out for 30 seconds. With a determined expression, our MC grips his weapon, bracing for the inevitable. The massive monster roars right in his face. It lunges forward with razor-sharp claws, but our hero doesn't flinch and manages to dodge the powerful strike. He grits his teeth, feeling the force of the impact as a small cut appears on his face. The gigantic creature gears up for another attack and charges again with incredible speed. The MC blocks the crushing blow with his arms. Suddenly, a blue energy surges from him as the girls watch the fight from a distance. Meanwhile, the friend asks the sister if she's still salty about him absorbing the pearl. The sister replies that she's worried because the hero only has 9-star slots. Her friend understands the desire to fill those slots with rare skills, but you have to consider the cost. She explains that for a good while, the most common enemies will be the White Phantoms, and just like them, the MC needs to accept this new star ability in order to fight. A system window then pops up, showing the new technique called Blue Flash. Our hero uses his newly acquired skill against the monster. The push from the ability shoves him back a bit, but he plants his feet firmly. He remembers absorbing a star pearl earlier while holding another one hidden in his hand. He checks the requirements to upgrade in the system panel, which explains techniques are enhanced with points and other star pearls. He sees he still has 2 skill points left to use. The hero starts analyzing his options to get stronger as fast as possible. He recalls that in this world, everyone else's skills are fixed, but his can evolve infinitely. A screen displays his current techniques, Blue Flash and Resistance. The MC calculates that to get from bronze to silver, he needs 10 bronze pearls. Determined to boost his strength, he absorbs the hidden pearl without hesitation. A message confirms the pearl is absorbed and his star power has increased. Both Blue Flash and Resistance instantly reach the maximum level for the bronze class and evolve to silver, massively increasing his power. Back in the battle, the creature roars down at the protagonist. The creature once again lunges with its claws, but the MC's star chart is absolutely glowing behind him, and his eyes are going full blue LED mode. His sister screams, asking if he's lost his mind and demanding he get out of the monster's way, but the hero just clenches his fist. He charges forward, surrounded by the blue aura, and strikes the creature with all his newly boosted might. His gaze is locked on the enemy as his energy cuts through the snow. With a powerful blow, he sends the monster flying. Down in the snow, the beast still looks dangerous. That's when one of the girls drops the finisher move, throwing her flaming sword to wrap this plot thread up. Her fire attack comes down with devastating force, and the creature finally collapses, defeated. His sister instantly yells his name, but now she's looking very suspicious. She demands to see the boy's star chart immediately. He shows it, and now there are 2 bright stars absolutely lit up in the center. With a smile, he plays the hero card, saying he can trust the girls and lets them in on his secret. He says he knows his power is shocking, but they're on the same side. His friend looks a bit guilty and avoids eye contact, but the sister just stares, processing the incoming mental damage. To everyone's surprise, she apologizes to our hero with a sad look in her eyes, revealing that she also hid something very important from him. The protagonist is completely lost by her sudden apology. She then drops the bomb. The Voidbreaker ability was originally left for him by their parents. The hero asks if that's the power that swallows monsters, quickly telling her she doesn't need to apologize. He adds, like a gentleman, that her talent is much greater, and he probably couldn't have even absorbed the technique. But she insists, pointing out that in the last 2 days, the boy has absorbed 2 very powerful star pearls. With a sad look, she insists that because it's a gold-quality skill, he absolutely would have been able to absorb it. The protagonist thinks to himself, she looks so mature, but she's even more conflicted than I was before I was reincarnated. He tells her she's giving him way too much credit. His sister looks genuinely surprised by his modest words. The hero explains that the level of star power limits the quality of skills one can absorb. Secondly, he says even if he got the power, he couldn't use it. He reveals he's at the lowest rank and using Blue Flash already drained half his energy. If he used Voidbreaker, he'd be powerless, a total waste. The 2 girls listen carefully, finally understanding his point of view. He realizes the original owner of the body was weak, so she had to become strong to protect him. His sister gets immediately emotional, her eyes filling with tears, calling his name. He then starts to brag, saying he's clearly the only brain in the operation, and the girls call him an idiot. Suddenly, his friend grabs him by the collar, then praises him for growing up and asks if the improvement of his star skills has any limits. The protagonist replies that he improves with pearls and training and hasn't felt a limit yet, just a lack of power. The girl realizes both skills and star power need to be trained together. She sighs. She was planning to use her money to just buy him max level, but no easy solution here. His friend warns him that his talent can't be exposed and that at school he'll need a squad. The protagonist listens intently, then suggests the obvious, joining her squad directly. The sudden proposal leaves the 2 girls completely shocked and at a loss for words. He's confused by the silence, wondering what he said wrong. They stare at each other, processing his power move. Suddenly, his friend has an epiphany, saying she had forgotten about one possibility. Later that night, the group is prepping camp. Holding a warm cup, the young woman repeats that, just as she mentioned, his talent is a problem. Around the campfire, the friend explains that with his talent, the hero is destined for greatness. She then proposes that the protagonist skip straight to the final year and join their squad. Our hero is completely shocked by the sheer unexpected plot convenience. She explains they can train him at the university, and with him on the team, missions would be safer. She guarantees protecting him until graduation is not a problem. As for the high-quality skill, they can just say it was left by his parents. His sister agrees and suggests they first raise the quality of the blessing skill to the silver level. His wealthy friend steps up, promising to spend 2 million on star pearls to guarantee his technique gets upgraded. The protagonist is buzzing, asking excitedly if the decision is already made. With a huge smile, he celebrates. From that day on, he'll be an official member of the squad. But his celebration is cut short when his friend says things aren't that simple. She reveals the big problem with that plan. Their squad is already full. The protagonist is completely stunned, yelling in disbelief, "Are you kidding me? After all that, your team is already full?" The friend leans in and finally spills the tea. There's a liability on the team named Gao Junwei who's constantly chasing his sister. Our protagonist is totally lost. Who is this new scrub? She describes the guy as having garbage personality, selfish, and super arrogant. She says, during a mission, this dude almost caused a teammate to lose their life. Apparently, both of their families are rich, so because of their pride, neither would back down. In the end, she and the hero's sister were the victims of the conflict, and the team basically imploded. She explains our boy's rare healer status will improve their team composition enough to justify replacing one of the problematic members. With a carefree air, she reveals she planned to just leave the team with Zhu, but the cost of quitting was too high. Finding 2 other strong teammates at the school would be a headache. She makes it clear they are talking about the high-level people, not just some average squad. With her and Zhui being so strong, weaker players would swarm them, but they'd face the wrath of their families and the school rankings if they just dipped. The sister confesses she's been blocking this dude for a year, and she can't hold the line anymore. She says they can no longer work with that guy. That's why she kept the team together, so the protagonist could make a surprise entry and give the rival the boot. The hero listens, and his expression turns dead serious. He sees the huge opportunity that just appeared. She assures him she'll handle the paperwork so he can skip straight to the final year without problems. The 2 siblings sit in silence, the air thick with the weight of the proposal, while their friend waits. The sister, seeing the pressure on his face, stands up and tells him he doesn't need to rush. The friend agrees, saying he just matured a bit and they can wait. But the protagonist shakes his head. He says he wants to try, not just for them, but to survive in this world. His sister is completely floored by his determination. With conviction, he affirms, "I'm going to do it. I definitely want to join your squad." The girl is deeply moved by her brother's attitude, her chest swelling with pride. 7 days pass, and the snow remains. On the ground, we see another snow creature, wounded, its red lifeblood staining the white. Our hero stands over the beast, and a system notification pops up. Dagger mastery increased. He smiles, celebrating that he finally solo take down a white phantom and leveled up. Nearby, his friend is shivering and looks impressed. She compliments him and jokingly asks him to use his star power to warm her up a little. The hero gets a bit flustered, replying that his skill is for healing, not heating, but he uses blessing anyway. She is instantly wrapped in a warm golden aura, making an expression of pure bliss, clearly enjoying the medical-grade comfort. The sister interrupts the awkward moment, announcing there's 1 week left before school and they need to leave the area. Our hero gives a salute. Got the message, ready for whatever's coming. Suddenly, a giant blue energy blast slices through the air at high speed, hitting the ground near them. The sister's eyes are wide. What is that thing in the sky? She then yells that it's a flare from someone asking for help and warns everyone to stay alert. The protagonist asks if they should check it out, but his sister stops him. That signal was fired for the area's guardian team. She says the signal is a warning that the area is too dangerous and they should leave immediately. Meanwhile, a group of explorers runs desperately from a horde of giant white monsters. One guy is running in a panic, carrying something in his arms. The older sister yells for everyone to hide because danger is heading straight for them. One of the explorers tells his captain they can't shake the creatures. Another member starts panicking, yelling they'll be goners before the guardians show up. The stressed-out leader preps a fire skill, a small sphere of energy on his finger. Then, the captain unleashes an explosive flame, but the target was one of his own teammates. The guy hit by the fire is in total shock, calling out to his leader, completely confused. But the captain just smirks and says he'll report that he died heroically on the battlefield. The poor guy is left behind, surrounded by the horde of furious white monsters. The abandoned explorer screams in despair, reaching out his hand as his former partners run away. The enormous creatures close in on the young man. Our group is watching the whole mess from a distance, hidden behind a rock. Our MC is absolutely shocked by the sheer number of creatures, a literal parade of ghosts. His older sister is immediately pissed, recognizing them. It's the same trash group we saw earlier. They see the explorer leader holding a shaman cub, finally understanding why they caused such a ruckus. Hearing this, our protagonist asks his sister for the plan. She tells him to wait, guessing there must be 2 shaman clans here. Just then, 2 shamans in red robes slide down the snowy mountain like they own the place. The sister realizes they need the star pearls from these white shamans. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and they can't afford to waste it. She yells out for her friend Xia Yan to go for the surprise gank. Xia Yan leaps out for a coordinated attack. The charge fails. Their friend gets hit by a powerful blow that sends her flying, slamming into a tree. She lets out a scream of pain. Seeing his friend hurt, our boy shouts her name in desperation. Without hesitating, he crushes a red crystal, the instant use item, and activates his blessing. Red energy flies toward his injured partner. The girl turns bright red and lets out a weird little sound as the healing magic hits. Face flushed, with a look of pure bliss, she calls the feeling incredible. But one monster takes advantage of her distraction to charge straight for her. She doesn't even care, giving the creature an excited smile and inviting it to a fight. She charges forward with her flaming sword, leaving a trail of fire. Our MC is shocked. She's gone nuts! His sister just complains, she's wasting power. The MC thinks with an awkward smile that maybe his blessing was a little too good for her. His sister confirms it. Having a healer has made her overconfident and reckless. Because of that, they can't count on their friend, so the sister will lure the ghost shaman to them. She tells the MC to watch her back. Just then, one of the white creatures roars and charges furiously toward our boy, getting right up in his face with its sharp teeth. He stays cool, braces for the blow, and shoves his blade straight into the creature's head with all his might. He stands over the defeated monster, eyes glowing. A system notification pops up. Extra skill point gained. The protagonist wonders why he's still getting rewards, even when his teammates are the ones doing the takedowns. Loot sharing is a weird system, G. Meanwhile, his friend, still shivering, asks him to use the blessing again to warm her up. He yells back, "I'm not a vending machine! My star power is almost empty!" At that moment, one of the shaman creatures uses a speed boost skill and starts fleeing down the mountain. Our young man yells desperately for them to stop it. His friend with the flaming sword says, "No way they're getting away from me," and tries to run, only to trip on a rock and faceplant in the snow. Our MC is completely stunned. The older sister complains she barely missed hitting the monster with her wild wind. The shaman is still running, getting faster. The MC has to think fast. He remembers his sister saying his blessing was different. It made people incredibly comfortable. He remembers the friend's weird reaction. With a confident smirk, he thinks, if that's the case, I can totally weaponize this. He decides to use his blessing in a whole new way, launching it at the fleeing creature. The monster is hit by the pink energy, gets a surprised look, then starts making a weird face, turns all red, and gets little hearts floating around it. The other shaman is completely confused by its partner's sudden shift to romance anime logic. The older sister seizes the opening, and her attack hits both monsters with a devastating blue and red energy. She watches everything with a victorious look. Now, the white creatures have calmed down and are just standing still. Their friend, sitting in the snow, sighs in relief and praises the protagonist for being clever and using his blessing like a poison. But the older sister gives her friend a smack on the head for being reckless. The young woman apologizes with her hands on her head. The sister goes to check the body of the explorer left behind and confirms the man is gone for good. As our MC watches, his friend shows off a blue star pearl, saying they got lucky. Both shamans had one. Then our hero braces himself and asks if the guy is really gone because he's going to grab the item. His sister explains she needs to get the pearl out of his brain or the monsters will take it. Our MC is shocked, thinking the girls are treating this like they're just going out for ice cream. The older sister urges him to move because the other white ghosts will be back. As they walk through the snow, they find the bodies of the entire explorer squad. Cold sweat breaks out on the MC's face. Every single member of that group was wiped out. Then the trio comes across the body of that explorer team's captain. He feels sick to his stomach, covering his mouth at the terrible sight. The older sister says they brought this on themselves because the shaman cub had a mark on it. Because of that, no matter where they ran, they would have been hunted. She says if they had just abandoned the cub, they might have survived. Their friend complains that there were very few star pearls. The sister explains they probably used them all up running. Just then, Xia Yan looks at our MC and asks him to take a look at a human pearl. His sister asks if he isn't scared since that pearl came from a human, but our MC says it's no different from a monster's, and the only difference is that you can't absorb it. Suddenly, a system notification blasts right in front of our boy's face. The screen says it's detecting something as his eye reflects the purple pearl. This leaves him stunned because they had explicitly told him it was impossible to absorb human pearls. The pearl in his hand starts glowing intensely with powerful purple energy. A system screen pops up, showing a huge list of skills he can fuse and absorb. He smiles. 2 of the combined techniques would be perfect for his meta build. He calmly says he can feel the medical skills in the pearl and that he might be able to absorb them. Both girls are completely shocked and speechless. His sister asks in disbelief, "You can really extract techniques from a human pearl?" Xia Yan, also amazed, asks if he only felt the healing skills or the other ones too. He decides to keep his OP secret and claims he's just more sensitive to medical techniques. He then plays the team player card. The pearl should go to Xia Yan. Xia Yan flashes him a smile. "Just absorb it already. If it works, I'll have a great ally." So, he crushes the purple item, and a massive explosion of purple power erupts from his body. His eyes glow as he absorbs all the power. The girls are totally surprised by the sheer volume of power being released. Xiaoyan is stunned when she realizes he successfully got another dual skill. Back at home, the older sister is putting away her jacket. Our MC looks at a family picture on the wall. She walks over to another portrait, a serene look on her face, and tells her parents in the photo they've finally come home. She holds the picture, saying that our MC has matured and has an incredible and rare talent. He interrupts the moment, saying he's going to his room to unpack and take a shower. She watches him go, holding the picture frame, her eyes filling with sadness. She whispers, looking at the photo, that he's destined to be an amazing awakened, just like they were. Outside the room, she wonders if she can really protect him. Meanwhile, our hero enters his room and is instantly assaulted. The place is a total disaster, clothes and leftover food everywhere. He pinches his nose in disgust, picking up a super stinky sock. He gets to work, throwing a mountain of trash into a black bag. 3 hours later, his desk is sparkling clean. Even the bookshelf and empty picture frame are tidy. He throws himself onto the bed, exhausted but satisfied. But he sits up, remembering he needs to deal with the previous owner's cringy past. He hits the power button on the computer. On the screen is a video where the previous owner was introducing himself, bragging that he had become an awakened and the future god of this world. Our hero gets serious secondhand embarrassment, hearing the previous guy say he was literally found in the trash. He compliments his mother's name, saying at least hers was decent, then discovers with a blush that his own name came from the family dog that had passed away. Suddenly, a knock on the door startles him. It's his older sister standing there in pink pajamas. She calls him for dinner, but stops dead, shocked at the sight of his clean room. She asks if he was the one who cleaned it, and he gives her a proud thumbs up. On the kitchen table, a delicious, well-prepared dinner awaits them. With sparkling eyes, he gets excited. He had only been eating instant noodles before this. As she serves the rice, she informs him that Xiaoyan will pick him up tomorrow for 5 days of special training before the military stuff. Our boy asks why he can't just train with them, since that would be more effective. She drops the new condition. He needs to go and stand out so he can get into their squad. He's completely surprised by this new hoop to jump through. She tells him to eat and that her friend will explain the rest, but reminds him to delete his embarrassing posts. He gets instantly flustered. During dinner, he serves his sister some meat. He smiles, thinking how good it is to have a real family and a real home. After finishing, he picks up the stack of dirty dishes. He tells his sister to rest and that he'll do the dishes. She watches him with a surprised but happy look. We see him diligently washing the dishes, humming and cleaning the kitchen. He's totally satisfied, but his gaze lands on the fridge. He walks over and looks at the old family photos stuck there with a curious expression. He smiles, noticing a picture of his younger sister, thinking she's really cute. He comments that his parents seemed really cool and stylish. He remembers that the body's previous owner's parents disappeared in another world. Suddenly, Xiaoyan is right behind him, surprising him. All excited, she hugs our hero, saying she's here to take him. As they walk away, our MC complains for her to stop being so close, grumbling that she's only a little bit older. As they arrive outside the apartment, a mysterious man in a trench coat is watching the street from a window, peeking through the curtain with a suspicious look. They arrive at a super modern building, Xiaoyan's house. She rings the doorbell and strikes a pose, full of energy. Soon, a muscular man wearing boxing gloves appears and greets her. She introduces the man as our hero's new trainer. She reiterates the goal, 5 days of training, then he needs to stand out among the other students to get into their team. She says the most important thing is to show his worth to get the leader's attention. To finish things off, she takes his cell phone, telling him it will be confiscated during the training. She informs him his meals will be delivered and she's going to get some rest. Meanwhile, the young woman takes the opportunity to have a relaxing bath. Getting out, she wraps herself in a white towel, looking very refreshed. Drying her hair, she notices our MC's phone that was put away. With that, a mischievous idea pops into her head. With a very slight smile, she starts humming to herself, already plotting her next move. Yo, that's where this chaos wraps up. If you want more dumb but peak content, hit that sub button and drop a comment before you forget, like your ex did. Aight, peace out.